fatlagenes, da laur, ati fatlagenes.
The school is for everybody with children. In fact, it's also for parents who are thinking about having children but haven't had children yet, because the idea is that it'll be run as a bilingual preschool with a big emphasis on the Cornish language, but at the same time there's a separate classroom for parents to learn Cornish and how to bring up their children bilingually.
The school will be running in Camborne and is for the under-5s, who the teachers, like Richard Talabot, say are responsive to learning more than just one language at such a young age.
There's been a lot of research that has shown that bilingual children have excelled in other ways throughout their life. I think it's really important that the Cornish language is encouraged and is targeted at this age level, and also before they turn 2 years of age, as much as possible, because studies have shown that through learning a language as early as possible helps the child become more fluent in that particular language as they grow older, and learn other languages too. It's easier.
That was 3-year-old Olwyn saying hello, I'm fine, and how are you in Cornish. This is technically the toddler's 4th language. As well as the English and French spoken at home, she also learnt Spanish while living there, although her parents say they're phasing that out and replacing it with Cornish. Her mum, Emily Champliot, says that's been tricky, but it will be worth it.
It's really important for us that Olwen speaks Cornish, because we're settling up in Cornwall. And so it's important, if she wants to to have a feeling of belonging, that she can master the language. Otherwise, it's a bit difficult to feel committed to your community, I guess, if you don't speak the language. If you go around Cornwall, so many names are in Cornish, or mean something in Cornish, and don't mean anything in English. And I have a history in Cornish, like Pontanooth, it means the bridge of the goose, and it's because historically there were goose there. And so if you don't know that, you don't know much about your country, really, or your county, or your village, which is a shame. And also little things like hevercake. Why do they call it hevercake? Well, it's important to know because it's there, so it must be important to your culture. If you don't know about history, about the culture, then the place is more or less dead, really, which is kind of sad.
Celyn, os the Paris, a sedd.
In the Jenkin household, Mum speaks English and Dad Conan only uses Cornish. He wants his 2 daughters to grow up bilingual and silences critics by saying they will find it useful in the future.
Any kind of language has some use and is important to the people who actually use that language. And, you know, I learnt French at school and German and Latin. And to be frank, you know, French has been the only one that's been really of any use to me at all. So, you know, and actually maybe Latin a little bit, because Latin has so many links into other languages. So when you do pick up other languages, there's a lot to gain from that. But you know, Cornish gives an outlook to other languages as well. So, you know, there are lots of words in Cornish that derive from Old English, lots of words that derive from Norman, derive from Latin as well. So, you know, it has that educational aspect to it as well in terms of learning about languages, and it's, you know, as an educational objective in itself, it's a really good thing to do, and it's something that has immediacy for people who live in Cornwall.
Happy? Lowen?
Movian Scolio Meithrin, that's Cornish for the nursery schools movement, will run its preschool every Saturday at the Carenza facility at Cornwall College between 10:30 and 12:30.
Marlow